This is another video from my 1990s archive, and it shows 78022 on its first outing after restoration in 1992. I was involved with the restoration of this engine quite a few years, and it was great to see the engine in steam and ready for a run. It was withdrawn from service in 1966 and finished up at Woodham's scrapyard at Barry. 78022 arrived at Barry in about 1967, and it was there until 1975. It was purchased for 5,250, and this was just before VAT was levied, and it was purchased by the Standard 4 Locomotive Society at the Worth Valley Railway. The group had originally sought to acquire the Standard 4 MT 260 to complement Standard 4 MT 75078, which they already owned. As no suitable 4MT engine was available, 78022 was chosen as an alternative. The loco arrived at Howorth in June 1975 and was placed in store at Howorth until July 78, whilst work on 75078 was completed. 78022 was then completely stripped down before rebuilding of the loco commenced in 1981, and it was completed in 1991. As part of the restoration, a brand new tender tank was purchased, and that cost £4,000. 78022 then finally returned to steam operation on the Keep of Worth Valley in 92, having cost approximately £70,000. And this is when the video was taken in 1992, when it was its first run out. There was an experiment done on 78022, and in an attempt to improve the performance of the loco, a Geisle ejector was fitted for 12 months in 1995. This was a bit of a controversial decision, and whilst operating on a line of only 5 miles, it made little difference to the performance of the engine, and it was considered not to improve the looks of the loco also. There is a link below which I've put, and it shows some video of the Geisle ejector fitted to the engine. It's some video I took on the footplate when some tests were taken out in 1995. There's some of the lads getting the engine ready, just doing minor tweaks, just having a look round, making sure everything's okay before it went out. Here we've got a leaking stuffing box on the regulator. Following the expiry of the boiler certificate at the end of 2000, the engine was placed on display, on static display in the museum at Oxenhope, and then in 2014 the engine was moved to Howorth, and following the returning of 75078 to steam in February 2015, work began on returning 78022 back to steam again. The boiler and wheel sets, which they needed new tyres by this time, were being repaired by Riley and Sons of Haywood, and I believe the cost of undertaking the overhaul is estimated to be about £200,000. I'm not sure either, but I can't remember, but I'm sure a lot of the boiler fittings were made from new, and I believe the fire doors were newly made. The coal plate of the tender and all was the original one, but of course the tender tank itself was new. At the end of 2017, the frames had been re-wheeled at Howorth and the boiler was expected to be returned from Geisle early 2018. It was planned that the loco would return to traffic in 2018, possibly by April. There's Big Stuart Bray just jumping off the front of the engine. Anyway, in June 2018 the boiler was lifted back on the frames of the loco. 2 months later a fire was lit in the loco and it passed all its official insurance tests before moving under its own steam again. The loco underwent test runs in September 2018 and entered service in November 2018.
(78022) about to make its mainline run.
There we see Bahamas quietly getting steam up. Well, there were quite a lineup of locos in steam on this particular day I took the video. I think most likely it was a Geisle day. 78022 now with a load on its way to the station at Geisle. Looking well. Well, I hope you found this old video of interest, and thanks for watching.